Hey, Grand Prix gallants, I'm Unsilent, and we're on the air with more Gran Turismo, the Endurance Series. It's episode number 3 of GT1 Enduro. Thanks for tuning in. Last time out, we won GT World Cup. This time out, we're going to do another endurance race. So we need a car for that. And it's the Grand Valley 300K that we're going to do. I'm just going to spoil it for you. I think I told you in the last episode. Anyway, but we gotta pick a car for that. Now, apparently we can't scroll from the top to the bottom. We gotta scroll all the way down, or it doesn't count and you don't get to scroll again. So, last time out, obviously, we bought and ran this Castrol GT Supra, but obviously this is one of the, this is a, you buy for 500,000 credits, the purpose-built racing vehicle, so we're gonna go with one of the other ones, and we've earned a few of them. We've kind of gone over them previously in the video. Or I guess in the LP, sorry. So, we've taken the... No, we didn't do the FTO. The FTO was too fast, so we built the Corvette. And ran that. But what we've got is the Chaser, 600 plus horsepower, 655, but 27, almost 2,800 pounds. And you got the Del Sol, 560, yeah, but under 2,000 pounds. You got the FTO, which is fast, 451 horsepower, but just over 1 ton American. So the weight of about the average 2 or 3 average Americans. And then we've got the Silvia, which has the least power and the most weight of anything. I guess it's the least power out of anything except the Corvette, and the most weight of anything except for the Chaser, was it? I forgot what it was. It was the Chaser, right? Yeah. But the Chaser also has way more horsepower. So I'm thinking we're going to go with the Silvia. I'm going to drive a Nissan here. So we've done a Corvette, we've done a Toyota, now we've got a Nissan. And I know in my head what's coming up in the next one. At least I got an idea what's coming up in the next one. Now with the Silvia, we just got to make sure that Nissan's right there. That's how often I go there. Go to the Nismo shop. We're just going to go looking for tires. And we gotta get, the full racing, the full hards. We got the softs on, but we want the hards if we're doing a 300-click enduro. So we'll drop some cash on that. Thank you. It's gonna be a long race. That's why I am hustling into the actual race, is because we're gonna be here for a bit. It's 300 kilometers. It's not a short race. This is... it's not Formula 1, it's Grand Prix distance. I think Formula 1 Grand Prix is the number of laps to get you to 300 kilometers plus 1 more lap. So, the Grand Valley 300-kilometer endurance race. We've been to Grand Valley in the past, but I consider this like the signature race, other than like the Gran Turismo World Championship. I consider this like the race. So why haven't you done it before, Steve? So here it is. What are we up against? Entry list. So the NSX LM GT, the Impreza Rally Edition, and then the Lancer Evo GSR. So we've got 2 of the Impreza Rally Edition is sort of that's the feature car for Subaru. The NSX, we've seen it. It's okay. They're both, and then you got a bunch of crap below that we probably don't have to worry about. So it's only really us against the Impreza, so this should be interesting. Let's go racing. So this is definitely turbocharged. And it's lights out and away we go. So how do I know it's turbocharged? Because right off the start, it just takes a little while to wind up the revs, so... I thought for sure I'd taken that in too deep. Because I was a little late on the braking there. I swear I had the vibration on here before, but I guess I don't. Speaking of taking it in too deep, I took that one in a little hot. That's okay. This left-hander past the Grand Valley East course cut off. And then the tunnel turn. Managed to wrangle that okay. It's a tough turn. It's a tough turn. It's the slowest one on the track. We talked about that the last time. Of course, it's this big long S here. Onto the bridge. Nice, lovely bridge. I was going to say, well, I guess technically this would be the tunnel turn because it's entirely inside the tunnel. A little tighter in Monaco. Slow switchback. Finally got some heat in the tires. They're starting to come up to green, which is interesting for your tire life, because it kind of makes me wonder. There we go. Kind of get a hold of that. Tall rear wing. Not as high as the roof, but pretty close, eh? 47.8. That's not horrible, I think. We'll see in a second, won't we? Okay, that's pretty bad. Well, here's what I'm thinking. We were on hards, they weren't. First time out in the car. I'm actually reasonably comfortable with the handling. Maybe we'll dial in a little more downforce. Yeah, maybe just dial in a little front downforce. Dial in a little rear. It'll be fine. Not too scared. I'm not scared. That should worry everyone. Turbos maxed. Yeah, by the way, I told you it was turbo. Downforce. Dial out 2 ticks there. Anything in here we really want to... Just dial out a little bit of... Just take out a hair front spring. Softer front springs is better for your turning. Harder rear springs is basically okay for those of you who might not be mechanically racing setuply inclined. Generally, softer front springs and harder rear springs is better for oversteer, and the inverse is better for understeer. Just a little more steering, so just take a little tick out at the front. That's why I added a little bit of front downforce, took out a little rear downforce. Get that front end, loosen up the back end, tighten up the front end so it goes a little into the turns a little better. Little ticks. I don't think I need wholesale changes. I just think we're good. Let's go racing for 300 kilometers. Yeah, I was three seconds off the pace, but I'm not worried. I'm not. I'm actually not. We're going to get these two off the line. That's fine. That was a Primera. Someone knows in Toka 2. I bet you once the tires come in, I'm going to feel a lot better. So it's the Scooby, the NSX, and the Evo. Oh, there goes the NSX. You know the old racers adage, you can't win a race on the first... Well, I guess in this case, the first lap. You can't win a race in the first lap, but you sure as hell can lose it. Now, here's the thing, is like how much of my feeling of understeer is cold tires and how much of it is needing a little more. Little more dial in on the car, right? I'm trying not to run over the back of the Evo here, so that's why I'm kind of tiptoeing my way through the first lap. Because I can get him in a straight line, I just can't get him in the... I know I gave up a lot of time in the run into here in qualifying. I'm definitely not 3 seconds behind after this first lap. And that's fighting through traffic. Like, he had a clear run into the first corner. Yeah. See, I told you I wasn't worried. We ain't gonna lead. We aren't gonna lead. Oh, see that? Look at all the extra time I found. I'm a little trepidatious. This is the first time I've run at speed into the hairpin. I read on the wiki it's like shell corner or shell hairpin or something like that. Yeah, the most... Woo! Alright. He would like me to pick up the pace. I'm not too worried, though. I'm trying to drive my race. With an Enduro, it is important to drive your race as opposed to driving someone else's. That was close. It's a good thing I ran the qualifying, otherwise I wouldn't have. Yeah, no, this thing comes in once the tires heat up. Yeah, this comes to life. Though we've been helped by the NSX spinning itself out in the S's in lap 1. Is it actually the S's? Do I care? No. I mean, a series of turns like that, everywhere short of Spa-Francorchamps circuit, would be called the S's. Just get right out to the edge of the track. Generally, most racing game tire models would increase the tire wear if you hit the curbing. So I'm trying to respect the curbing. Now, I don't know how they have it modeled necessarily here in Gran Turismo, but if you've ever seen curbing at a racetrack, it's almost like little ramps, so it rattles the car a bit as you're driving over it. I wonder if I have a picture of the curbing from, I don't know if I have it handy, Future Steve might, when I was at Albert Park. Like, I was there in like a December, right? But the curbing, for example, is like permanent on the side of the road. They just don't have it painted. Except for around race time. And like half the pit complex is temporary buildings. Like there's some permanent buildings there, but not all of it. Which is interesting. Considering how much money, like say, Montreal just put into building new permanent pit complex for a Formula 1 Grand Prix that hasn't been held for the last 2 seasons. Needs a longer 6th gear, doesn't it? Broke too early again, but oh well, it is what it is. Got it. Overcooked it a bit anyway. I don't think we're doing another 37 here. We are pulling away from the pack, though. Does make me wonder if I just want to throw in the towel and build another car, but am I going to have enough money to build another car here? And for the Special Stage Route 11 All-Nighter 2, which is on the reverse layout of Special Stage Route 11. Which is a track I am very not familiar with. So I may try and take a few laps of that in anything just to see, maybe the Corvette again, just to see how the hell one does that. Because Route 11 All Night 2, that is the one of these races where there is a vehicle restriction that you cannot take purebred racing vehicles out there. Can't have racing modification like this thing. You can modify it, but you cannot have a proper racing vehicle. Yeah, there you go. 2 seconds slower. Missed the apex, run out wide. I wonder if that's the NSX that is caught up to the Scooby there. Now the problem with being out front in one of these races is you just don't know. You're getting away from everyone, yeah, but you don't know what everyone else's pit strategy is, and you don't know who's on what pit strategy. All you can see are the green dots coming to a stop on the pit straight. I thought for sure I was about to hit that wall. We've had less wall contact thus far in this race compared to Special Stage Route 11 All Night 1. There's part of me that's thinking maybe we should just make this a 5-stop just to keep it lively. Then again, if I'm going to burn the left rear tire off the car like that, a lot of left-hand turns here, it does put... Because I'm looking for the car to handle a little better, I'm going to put a lot of the heat on the right rear tire. So tire temps and tire wear. Alright, let's talk about that while we're here. It's the outside tires, and it's like, I'm sure there's a lot of you that actually already know this, so I'm just doing this for the benefit of viewers that, may not know, so bear with me for the veterans. It's the outside tires that bear the grunt of the load, because the G's and the weight all shift to the outside in a turn, right? So which of the outside tires get hit worst? Well, it all depends on how your car's handling. A neutral handling car will have sort of even distribution of temperatures between front and rear. Now, if your car is understeering, it's going to be riding the right front. It's going to be riding the front tires, I should say. So I was thinking of it more in terms of NASCAR, where they're always turning left. So it's the right side tires that take the brunt of the abuse. Now, with something like that, where the ass end of the car's getting around, right, Mr. Brewer?
Ass end of the car.
Thank you, Tim. Where the ass end of the car's getting around, that's the rear tires, because they're the ones that are breaking traction. They're the ones getting heated up. But something like that, where it's a little more understeery, then the fronts are going to take a little bit of the heat compared to the rears. So, we got at least a free... Oh, I've gone in too deep. There, the rears took some heat because I'd spun the tires coming out of there. I was going to say, I think probably take 9 pit stops and maybe be fine at this rate. Gotta do something to liven this thing up. But it's like the tires are still, they got a lot of life into them. I just set my fast lap. And I'm just dicking around. Power sliding all around. I think I'm taking the best out of the tires at this point, though. This is just starting to feel a little more... The tire's just losing just a little bit of grip. Not much, but just a little bit. And so you tell it gets in that four-wheel drift or that rear-wheel drift happening. That's when you can start to tell the rears are starting to let go, even before it starts to show up on the little graphic there. And that's how you can feel And I will try to convey tire life for you guys, but maybe we'll do a full stint. Now, there's two ways to combat the understeer in that first turn. I could slow the hell down. Is that somebody boxing? Oh, sorry, I'm busy watching the, because they just ducked down to the, I guess, the, bottom of the front straight. The front straight's at the very top of the map. And the Scooby and I presume the NSX were both going down to the bottom. I thought that might have been them pitting, but no, it was just them widening out the dog leg on the approach to the hairpin. So this lap will be in the 38s because I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. I was busy watching the mini-map. Oops. And then my phone lit up to remind me, hey, don't forget to set your set the description and thumbnail for tomorrow's video, which is last week's Olympic Awful, Nagano 98. Or as I have it put, the reminder for Olympic one-shot, or Olympic video game one-shot. That was it. .38 might have been an ambitious guess. By a bit, but... they look like they're still going. Everyone looks like they got good tire life, so... can't imagine the back markers. If I was a back marker here, I'd be trying to, like, stretch the tires for as long as they possibly could go. Like, I'd be trying to go, like, half a race, just one stop the damn thing. Maybe cut the race in two stop it. I don't know what a tire stint is going to be like, because I'm going to stop on 10. I'm going to stop every 10 laps just to liven it up. It's just watching I set a good lap time here. Not great. Okay, acceptable lap time. As I was saying. Dip a toe onto the grass. I don't know if that's a 1X or if that's good. iRacing thing. There we go. Spun the car around. Getting way too deep in there. That's not necessarily the case the rear's giving it up. It's just a matter of me pushing way too hard. Just seeing where the limits are on the car. You know, some people say, you know, it's like it's just going around in circles all the time. But yeah, you get stuff like this where the tires go away. Every lap is therefore different. For you in the car, when you've got tire wear on, I'm not even trying to conserve tires. I'm just running all the tread off. Well, you know what I mean. There we go. Let's box. All that, and we retain the lead. He's gonna be coming by a full song, so he might get me. It's it's the NSX. I thought the Scooby would be... Man, we could be having a race with that guy if he didn't spin on the first lap. Because he lost a lot of time. You lose a lot of time spinning, right? So he's on hot tires, I'm on cold tires. So this will be an interesting battle here. I was going to say he's on hot tires, I'm on cold tires, but his are worn and mine are fresh. So, I mean, it balances, right? Pretty even down the straight. Take the Larson line around the outside of the tunnel turn. Honda versus Nissan. You got me right out of the corner. Kind of run a little wide there. Oh. Drop a toe on the grass. That'll allow him to accelerate his way down the straight. Right at the top of the rev range is where I got him. I don't know where he is. I don't want to run up on him. Well, it was a good battle for a lap. So I've got them outpaced. Did he spin? Is he spinning? He's spinning. Idiot. It could have been a race if this guy didn't spin. No, I'm gonna keep with the 5-stop strategy. Because there's no sense in not if they're just gonna spin every time they try to harass me. Nothing wrong with that in this instance. Now this was the car we won for winning the Special Stage Route 11 Enduro. I didn't flag it at the time, but we'll see what car we win this time. Not that we're going to be able to use it. Yeah, it was really sort of... Oh, there we go, fast lap. No, it was really sort of on the top end of the straight that we were picking up the pace, and it's like... And I thought we had too short a sixth gear. By too short, I mean it's like we're running up on the rev limiter way too fast. So it accelerates well, but it doesn't like have as much top speed as it potentially could and should have. Something I didn't really pick up on in qualifying because, you know, the lap ends halfway down, well, probably less than halfway down the straight when you consider. When you're looking at what the top speed is, you're topping out right before you hit the brakes for the hairpin. Well, the first hairpin. The shell hairpin. Over the bridge and through the woods. To grandmother's house we go. It's over the river and through the woods, whatever. I thought for sure this was going to be like a 2-hour thing. This might be about 90 minutes. Still got to vamp and fill 90 minutes worth of air, though. I mean, I suppose I could do that by trying to keep setting fast lap, but just over the 38. Dang it. Took that in very deep, as you can tell by me getting the ass in the car kicked out. Gotta go looking for more Brewer clips. Well, one thing I will say, as we're approaching the 1/4 race distance mark, is that at one point in time this was penciled in to be last Monday's video, and then I decided, no, I gotta do something special for the Unsilent 5th anniversary special. Future Steve, would you mind throwing up the Unsilent 5th anniversary logo? Thank you. There's two versions. There's the purple and the white ring on the outside version. Sort of kind of not too dissimilar from the proper logo. How there's a predominantly purple one and a predominantly white one. But this one sort of has this light purple accent. This will probably be another, about 37. So, I was going to say 38, but nah, it was faster than the last lap. I could change up that approach into the dog leg, or I guess into the hairpin, but there's two things. One, I want to try and keep it straight under braking, so I don't want to be turning out of the dog leg. And two, if you're on a diagonal, you're covering greater distance, right? So by angling it in towards the turn from the outside to the in, make it brake just a little later because I'm covering just a little more ground that way. Just playing a little game with geography, basically. And that turn, it's like you feel like, man, you should pull it back in towards center. Like, compromise the exit on the first one to give you a better exit on the second part of that pre-bridge S. And so, now if you're a fan of Top Gear, you'll already know this. This will be in the 36s. Might crack 35. Very close, though. Not quite, but I was onto something there. And say, if you remember Top Gear, there was, I think it was a Season 8 episode where Sir Jackie Stewart came in and taught James May, the slowest man in Britain, how to drive fast. And so, Sir Jackie, 3 times Formula 1 world champion, I might add, back in an era where being able to complete a Formula 1 world championship 3 times without dying was nothing short of miraculous. Sir Jackie Stewart once said, corner entry isn't nearly as important as corner exit. And that's something important when you're driving. Is remembering to get a good exit. So the faster you can get out of a corner, the more speed you can carry down the straight, the more speed you carry into the next corner. So if you're a little slower on the way in, you can make up for that by being faster on the way out. There's something worth keeping in mind. So with something like this, compromising the way in, mostly so that way I can... Another rule of thumb that isn't quite specifically covered by Sir Jackie Stewart. It's one rule of thumb about driving. Is when you get a long straight, you should really be maximizing your speed on that long straight. Now you're saying, well, there's only one long straight. Yes, but it's all relative. Oop, hit the wall there. It's been a while since we hit the wall. Been a while. So for something like this, corner exits... Oh man, I'm just pushing way too hard. Corner exit's very important because it's a longer straight than the way in. Now here, yeah, corner exit's important, but not as important as it is coming out of here. So I don't care about this first turn so much as to get through it. But being able to get the power down here and be able to wind up the car, because that exit leads into here, which feeds onto the main straight. So from that second very sharp S-bend, getting the exit of that perfect just compounds its importance the whole way up. And here I want to take it as deep as possible to keep that speed up as long as possible. Now granted, this one's a bit of a compromise, but you will back off the throttle just a blip up the hill and maybe a bit here, but you're not going to top out near as much into this hairpin as you do into the shell hairpin. And there, I mean, the exit's important, but you're not getting up to... You're only getting up to about 100 before you turn again, whereas I was doing, what, 160 into the tight hairpin? And here it's about maximizing your speed out of there because this is you got a nice little stretch here. And this one again, once again. You do not want to screw up the exit and end up in the grass because that will slow you down and it'll just compound the problems the whole way up the main straight. Miss that apex by about 5 car widths there, or something close to that. It's a good lap time, but I'm going to compromise my lap time on here. Use the gravel on the inside to slow the car down. Think you're going too fast? Nope. Gravel to the rescue. Just grab all the curb and then some, but don't go over. And curbing does allow you to extend the road a bit, but the risk is you can always, with big curves like this, it's not, Trial Mountain big curves, but you can always... Oh, somebody's boxing. NSX probably? Maybe the Scooby. So they're about 3 stopping. Unless they could find some more laps, because they're stopping after 18. They need a lot more laps. I reckon I probably could have 2 or 3 stopped if I tried hard. See, now he ended up on the grass there, and that just compromised Higgs' exit a ton. You know what, we're gonna go this way. Just in case he cut down in. carry a lot of speed into there. It's the one thing that was nice about the later games is they gave you gaps and splits so you could see how you're doing. That way you can kind of feel your way through. Do I need to pit? How's the competition doing? And we will do a Gran Turismo 2 Enduro series. I just don't know if it's going to be like... I haven't decided what we're going to do kind of after this and into the fall. Like if there's going to be more hockey or if there's going to be something else. Like modded hockey games to sort of been like a monthly feature on the channel, or if we're going to do not modded hockey games, or if we're going to do this, that, or the other thing, so... Because I was going to be breaking down to a slow speed anyway, getting on the grass there. Not near as dire as if I had done it there. He says getting the ass in the car on the grass. We rode it up in time. We're good. They get the tires on, I get some water. The system works. Considerably faster than our last pit stop lap by, what, 9 seconds? Oh, shit. I thought it kicked me out through the exit, so I wasn't even like, I didn't have... So my thumb was off the thumbstick. Number 13, lucky 13, right? It's such bad luck that until the advent of driver-chosen numbers, they did not have the number 13 as a team number or car number in Formula 1. I'd have to go back into the history books to see how many entrants were numbered 13. Because there was a point at which, and I forget at what point in time it was, where cars ceased to be numbered by the organizing Grand Prix committees. And were instead numbered by Formula 1. It was around, what, 95, 6 in there? That they went to numbering based on the previous year's Constructors' Championship. Previous to that, it had been set like in the, probably, what, 70s? I want to say late 70s? Where the numbers were set once, and then whoever won the whoever won the World Drivers title got 1 and 2 for the next season, and they swapped out whoever was the previous season's champion. I want to say the 70s. Is this how you end up with those Ferraris with the 27 and the 28 on it for so long? Is that who they got swapped with? Would have been probably Williams, eh? So you just kind of swap numbers around because of that, and then somehow Ferrari, well, I was gonna say, I guess they didn't win a World Drivers' Championship after Jody Scheckter, so until Michael Schumacher, but by then the system had changed. Definitely 96. I'm just trying to remember what was the deal in I'm just trying to remember what the deal was in 95. Because now Formula One has decided that, drivers are what's going to market it. Sorry, Netflix. Formula One is functionally a team's championship. Yeah, they got some drivers in there, but the money isn't awarded based on the drivers. It's awarded to the teams. Lewis Hamilton, might have won 7 World Drivers' Championships, but that feat in and of itself has earned his team $0 in prize money. Yeah, it's probably helped them with sponsorship, but it's earned them no dollars in prize money. So what gets you prize money is where you finish in the Constructors' Championship. There we go. Well, it does have Nismo badging on the top there. Oh, fast lap 36.066. He says not paying the slightest bit of attention. You just get into a rhythm, right? And it's also part of the reason why it's like, I probably should take like a little break here and there. As they say, you should take a break every hour when you're gaming, right? Used to be in the manuals. Remember paper manuals, kids? If you're my age, yes, you do remember paper manuals. Now the only thing that comes in your games now are like ads for, hey, don't forget to buy the season's pass, or hey, hey, thanks for ordering. Here's a code for some multiplayer gimmick or something. But no manuals anymore. It's a rare occasion where you can have a manual in the game. It's like, see, you guys are too young, or I guess a number of you must be too young to remember, you go to the store and you save up your allowance money and you or your birthday, Christmas, whatever, card money, and you buy a game, and it's so exciting. On the way home from the store, you kind of barely scrape your way in through the plastic wrap. I swear to God, it's easier to get into the plastic wrap around a game now than it was then. I'm assuming they come in plastic wrap. I don't think they do if you go to EB Games, GameStop Canada, whatever. And then you start reading the manual. That way you have a vague idea of how to play the game when you get there, when you get home. And sometimes it helps, and sometimes it's like, well, why can't I do this cool thing yet? Because I haven't gotten to that particular point in the game. I look at like Crash 3, for example. The first game I got for my PS1. And it's like, well, you could do, you got the double jump and the super body slam and the bazooka and all, and the crash and the dash, and it's like all that. And then it's like, okay, 5, 5, 7, 5, 5. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that was gone. Definitely not repeating that on this lap. Team orders Primera. I get to go first. Left the braking too late and just got the ass end of the car out and just was never coming back. Oh yeah. So yeah, why can't I do like cool stuff like that I need? Well, no, you can't until you unlock it, which is disappointing because you got to get to that point. Of course, granted, games now have substituted manuals for in-game tutorials. Sometimes they're well done, sometimes they're ungodly annoying. And sometimes the skills are so needless that you just never use them, and then eventually the one time you do actually need them, you forget how it's done. So but the problem with the lack of like manuals other than like in-game tutorials is like, say you're like me, for example, and you like put a game down for a while or whatever for this, that, or the other reason, and you come back to it and you're like, okay, I think I remember most of this, and you do, but you get to the end and it's sort of like, oh, I need to remember how to do this. How the hell do I do this? You know, at least with a racing game, it's relatively straightforward, right? You've got a gas pedal, you got a great brake pedal, and that's really all you need unless you get into a whole heap of trouble. Alright, I've got an idea. It's a bad idea, but, well, since it's one of mine, of course it's going to be a bad idea. I want to go to the end on one more stop. Just stop at 30 and try and drag the tires for 30 laps. Till I get to, like, red. He says burning the tread off the tires after less than 10 laps because he's just been kind of flinging the car around haphazardly. But if I concentrate, I could have shaved 2 seconds off that lap. I wonder if I could lap the field, too. This doesn't happen anymore, but... Whoa! Try a mountain curb. That would have been fun to try. And sorry, I'm looking at that sign. I'm like, I wonder how fast you can make a Miata. I don't think the Miata would be a good idea for next week, but I can't imagine you can really wind it up. I was going to do a Demio at one point, but I think the most I could have gotten out of it was about like 350 horsepower, between 350 and 400. So I don't think that was ever going to work. It would have been fun to try, though, wouldn't it? See, I'm just coming up with ideas that are better than what I have for next week. Well, is it? I'll find out when we get there, won't we? Just got the ass end of the car out a little bit. Can't not call it that anymore. Like, even in real life, I call it the ass end of the car. Really gotta stop that. Okay, I shaved an extra second off of what I said. If I wasn't even concentrating that hard. And I managed to shave 3 seconds off the previous lap. Now, it wasn't much of a tweak to the setup, but it was just enough. I told you I had a good feeling about it. I mean, this track has ended up in, what, 7 of the Gran Turismo, or yeah, 7 Gran Turismo games I've played. Tourist Trophy included in that. I would have liked for it to be in Sport, but it's probably coming back for GT7, so... I can't remember if 7 is supposed to be on the PS4 or just the PS5. It wouldn't surprise me if it was just the PS5. Because... I mean, Sony's got to... I mean, not that they're hurting for sales. Last I saw, they were at 10 million units, or like consoles shipped. And that's pretty... They said it is the fastest selling of their consoles thus far. I mean, I guess it's been less than a year, hasn't it? Since it came out last fall. And there's been huge demand problems because... well, everybody's been looking towards video gaming as a quarantine hobby. Hell, it's half the reason why I'm still doing this is I need a quarantine hobby, you need quarantine entertainment. I mean, hell, with something like this, I could have made a podcast quarantine hobby as well. Where's Silver Zero breaks when you need them? 13, 14-hour time difference between us. Get the old radio show going again. Oh, there we go. This is actually going to be out. Nope. Spoke too soon. I was going to say, this is actually going to be a decent lap. Yeah, coming out there at about 22. Yeah, this would be 36, 37. Not that we'll know because the pits are before the start-finish line. We got the first stall on pit road, so we've got a nice clean entry, but we do not have a clean exit. Also, there's a lot of room you're not using here. Well, I guess it makes sense because, okay. It does turn into grass there. Alright, 30 laps stint. So we'll see how we do. By the way, that was the fastest lap we've done for a pit-in lap because that was a 48. We did a 50. We did a 50 in our previous stop. Sorry. Don't like that smoke. That's wearing the tires out. Well, I mean, right now it's heating the tires up. The faster they come up to temp, the faster you burn rubber off it, so it's this nice compromise. Between trying to get some heat in the rubber and trying to keep some rubber on the tire. Middle understeer, the left front, sorry, is heating up faster than left rear. We'll leave it out over the course of the stint. And again, because we were on pit road for part of that, it's not going to be a scintillatingly fast lap, but It is what it is. It's 100 kilometers an hour seems fast until you blow by it at 3 times the speed on the main straight, you know? Because 100 clicks is highway speed here in Canada, except on the 400s. The big highways. Not that we have any in the north. Most of our highways around here are 80 because they go, well, you know, it's not like an interstate highway if you're an American. Regional roads might be the closest equivalent for highways, at least in northern Ontario. Because they'll go through every small town and there'll be houses off the side, like farms and small houses, people living just along the way. So I'll leave town. Yeah, I got the nice 100-kilometer-hour highway for the first, like, you know, half hour, 45 minutes, and then you end up in a small town, you're back down to 50. And then you're back up to 80 again. Then you're back down to 50, and then up and down and up and down. And if you're lucky, a small town is so small that they don't even bother having you slow down. So you try and make your entertainment when you're on the highway, right? You go through Webwood. There's the Webwood game. What the hell's a Webwood, Steve? I honestly... Webwood's a town where you back down to 50. But there's like it's like... It has to be 3 digits worth of people in the town, right? I don't even know where the hell they could all be from the highway, but they're there somewhere. And so you play the Webwood game if you're driving, especially if you're traveling with someone else. You play the Webwood game. How many people are you going to see outside in Webwood as you're driving through? And the only way you're going to get more than like 2, and usually they're just crossing the street to go to like the liquor store or something, or a restaurant or something. I don't even know if they have a grocery store there. Have to drive up the road to one of the bigger towns to get that. But yeah, you just trying. The only way you can. The only way there's going to be more than a couple people there is if they're by Scooby. Is if they've got if it's lunchtime and they're out grabbing. There's one local dine out place. I think it's in a food truck, but they got like it's got like a permanent location because it's got it's got like picnic tables and such, and parking spots out front. It's the one small town in the neighborhood where we didn't have any clients. Which is fortunate. Staying at the Bates Motel wouldn't have been my idea. I'm sure it's a lovely hotel. But it is open. I know, because there's been cars parked there when I've driven by, but must do well enough business to keep the doors open. No, I haven't watched Schitt's Creek, or not. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I'm sure it's not too dissimilar from that. The hotel from Schitt's Creek was for sale at one point. I think it was being sold basically as an attraction to fans who were looking to do a fan experience thing there. I'm not sure if it was... because it does exist in small town southern Ontario. And that's got to be weird. It's like, I've just bought a hotel that has been featured in an internationally popular, like, Emmy and other award-winning television series. It's like, can I pretend... I can't pretend that this isn't being held up. I can't pretend that this isn't, like, an internationally famous hotel, but I also can't really say... I can't plaster Schitt's Creek logos over everything unless I've got that negotiated into my sale, negotiated into my purchase. I guess you could say, like, world famous hotel or something like that. Not that I have stayed in many world famous places, but... try and think, is there anywhere that I would stay that has a claim to fame at all whatsoever? Maybe the Intercontinental in Toronto? And even then, that was a work thing. Big corporate training gimmick there. And the training was in the convention center attached to the Intercontinental. Although I understand, like, the Metro Toronto Convention Center, I think it's called. This is where they hold, like, Fan Expo, Comic-Con, stuff like that. But I did get one report that they do lodge celebrities for that over at the Royal York, just across and a little up the road. I assume some would have to stay at the Intercontinental as well, but... probably spread it out between them. Oh, here's the Evo again. Passing down the inside, or I guess on the right side, is always a little questionable. So you don't know when they're just going to dive into the pits and take you with them. Now we've just crossed the 1 hour mark. All right. Take a minute. Get a drink of water. You want to take, they say take a break every hour. So that's what we're doing. We're taking a little break. Do a little wrist exercise. I think there's like office, like stretches and stuff that Diamond Dallas Page has on YouTube. DDP yoga stretches for the office to help you hold back the hands of time, and carpal tunnel as well. I have made use of that in the past. It's my last job? Or was it the job before that where I needed to use them? Not very ergonomically sound. Although my boss at my current job, which I've only been at for like 2, maybe 3 months at this point, wants me to move it to her office when we get an intern in. But the problem is like, how do we fit my desk in her office? Without, like, my back to the door, and so far we have found absolutely no solution to that. because I'm working on, like I'll be dealing with, like, you know, stuff that you really don't want everyone seeing, right? You know, especially, like, payroll type stuff. You don't want somebody just kind of skulking in top secret, like, behind you. And looking over your shoulder and seeing what people make or what their hours are or, what, you know, this, that, the other thing, right? So far, we haven't found a solution, but it's like, she's already picked out, like, a new desk to try and help squeeze into the office, and it's like, the one request I've already made is, can maintenance, like, take out the keyboard tray? I've never liked keyboard trays. That was getting in the way. Because you have to sit lower to accommodate a keyboard tray, and I just feel like it's bad for my posture. Probably isn't. Because they say you're supposed to sit with your... He says, pretending he knows a damn thing about ergonomics, but apparently you're supposed to sit with your eyes, if you're sat up straight and you're looking straight ahead, your head level, your eyes are supposed to meet the top of the monitor. So obviously, if you have to sit your chair lower to accommodate a keyboard tray, then obviously that's just not going to happen. Slipstream OP. Can we do 200? Yep. 201. And so we're lapping him. I think that's the entire field down a lap then? Assuming this... I don't know if we've lapped the Subaru or not. We may not have. And this is me on, you know, I'm on 3 stops right now. The rest of them are what, 1, 2? In that neighborhood? Because I'd be thinking about making a pit stop up next, but... Like next, not this time by, but next time by. Try not to rip all the tread off the tires. Of course, that's a trick with rear-wheel drive cars. It's a lot easier. It's harder to spin the tires in a 4-wheel drive car because it just distributes the power. Did lose a little bit of time fighting with the NSX. As you are compromising your line to deal with the other car. But we are also wearing the tires. Tires might start to go yellow here because even though I was going to say, have I been trying to go easy on them? I've just been driving. I've just been getting in a rhythm and going. I haven't been paying too much attention to keeping the tires together. Just let me go. Just leave me alone. I know what to do. Regrets? Not buying that shirt. I mean, granted, it was from a Formula 1 team, so it probably would have cost $50 or something stupid like that for a t-shirt with a little bit of gold text on it. A little wide there. 38. Almost. 7 thousandths of a second. Okay, NSX is boxing. It's probably his final stop of the day. Hello, VIP stands. Hospitality suites. Oh, next car behind the Nissan is, not the Nissan, the NSX. Is boxing as well. I'll rejoin the race. Oop, right, this is a right. Like, I do expect to see the left sides will be turning color before the rights. Just because being working them harder. It's a clockwise circuit. Now, I think there are a lot of... I know in Formula 1 most of the circuits are clockwise. Now, I was going to say, would it make me sound old to say, well, if you picture the face of a clock, but when you think about it, how many kids outside of a school would see a clock? Maybe in their, grandparents' house, maybe in their living room, but everything else would be like digital clocks. Like, they look at their phone, they see the time, there's no hour hand, there's no minute hand, there's no second hand. It's just this o'clock. Would they be able to do a 24-hour clock? Maybe. I remember talking about this with a boss of mine once. And it just sort of came up in conversation. He's like, because I'm a bit of a grammar, a grammar nerd. I like to be very precise with my grammar. Especially punctuation and spelling. But, autocorrect is villainous in that regard. And he wasn't too dissimilar. But we were talking about this one time, and just grammar and stuff, and how nobody seems to give a damn about it anymore. And he says to me, Steve, before you retire, you will be dealing with kids who learned how to type on, they'll teach them in school. They won't be keyboards like you and I are using now. They'll be using, keyboards that are touch screen keyboards, straight off a phone. They'll be teaching kids how to type on that, how to slide their finger and type with that, as opposed to using the keyboards that we're using now. And texting shorthand, or I guess messaging shorthand now, since do people text? They use this instant messenger, that, the other thing. Since they'll be so used to that'll be commonplace, and you can't really give anyone a hard time over it, because that'll be so commonplace that it'll be accepted. To which I respond, If someone writes something to me with the letters UR in a formal letter instead of, your or your, I will probably just give up and go, just become a strange hermit in Tierra del Fuego or something like that. Can't remember if I said Tierra del Fuego, but I definitely did say I would give up on society. I wouldn't be able to handle it. You'd start to feel the 15 laps in. This would be, this would be a good place to actually come in and take a pit stop because the tires are slowing down. The grip is coming down. In this case, 14 laps for me here, but you'd stretch one more lap, you'd stop at 15 laps into a stint, and you'd divide the race in 3. So if you're looking for a race strategy, I think you can get away with doing a 3-stopper and getting a really good time. Because the understeer is starting to pick up. So I wonder... I'm just leaning around the microphone to get a little closer to my monitor, just to see, is there a discernible difference between the color of the fronts and rears? Not so much. Like, they are starting to yellow a bit. Especially when it's quite noticeable compared to the, to the rights. And lefts and rights are very, they are definitely different shades of green. So we've taken a lot of the shine off of the left side tires, but that's to be expected because there are a lot of. I was gonna say next lap. Do you want to count the number of left and right turns, especially the hard ones? Like, yeah, this is a left turn. Sorry, did I say number of left-hand turns? So that's a right turn, but I'm thinking it's loading up the left side tires. I'm thinking of like weight shifting and tire loads rather than like where it's the actual, like, I know I'm going to the right here, but I'm thinking, okay, we're wearing the left. And here, okay, yeah, it's a left-hand turn, but getting the power down isn't as important as this. So this upcoming right, this is a high wear turn. Much higher wear than any of the left turns we've got, right? So let's say call the hairpin, or let's call the dogleg a turn. So yeah, you got this left-hand turn, barely any load because there's not a lot of G's there, because it's barely a turn. Your second, third gear for your first right-hander, so you're loading up the lefts, and you go left. And again, this is an easy one, not as easy as a dog leg, but it's a lot harder coming up top the hill, uphill understeers. Then you go back to the left. Heavy braking. The banking's going to help a bit, but you're trying to carry so much speed into it and scrub it off as you're going through there that you're wearing out the lefts. This might be one of the harder ones for the right, just because of how long it is. And the left back into the right here. This one's hard on the right rear just because you're trying to get the power down. Because you're going into another slow turn. You're not as hard on the rights here, but with this one you're hard on the left because you're trying to get the power down to go down the straight. And this next turn, this is so long, so you're loading up the lefts again. Because you're really trying to hustle your way through here. And here you're breaking down. And you don't have to really worry about getting the power down too much there because you're coming on out. Here's the That one's probably the hardest one on the left side tires, and that's where probably getting that and this hairpin's probably where most of the wear is happening on those left side tires. Maybe the uphill and the S too, but lot of power trying to be forced through those tires there on those turns. Now, as we're wearing the tires, we kind of gotta be a little easier into the braking zones. Don't have as much grip, so the braking distances are just a bit longer. Now we got the, I think it's the Toyota up in front. That's going to be... Oh, I'm too busy fixating on the back of him. He's going to be setting the pace. So we're going to be doing nice and easy because we don't want to run him over in the corners. But he's probably... He's not going to catch him through here. Probably catch him down the main straight. That would be ideal. Woo! I really got the gas in car out there. It's one of those times where you think, not that I really planned on doing, 30 lap stint, but here we are 17 laps in, and the ass end of the car is coming out around there. Lost a lot of time. Now we're going to have to... If you get really aggressive, you could probably get by him, but... Didn't want to turn too hard. I was a little worried about spinning. Generally a good trick, but probably not here. Man. Taking it way deep in there. Or am I just like... Have I lost that much grip on lefts? Or left-handers? That I'm compromising. I'm just wondering if I'm just how badly I'm compromising myself right now. It'll be another 42, which is probably about his lap time. Oh, gonna do 43? Okay. It's probably what he's about doing, so. Trying to nurse these tires home. I'm losing ground to whoever's behind me, though. Overcooked it heading in. So lose a little time on the way out. Tires are important. Maybe this is what I should have done instead of thinking, 5 stop. Maybe you just do the 1 stop and see how well that goes. Pick up the pace as we go down the straight. Who would have thought that the best battle would have been with a back marker? Another 42-43 in there. You got the slipstream. So we'll see how fast we can pull away in clean air. Who would have thought that game from '97 would have had very good like aero and tire modeling? Okay, it's probably not the most advanced of either, but especially tires. Get by the Toyota and we're pulling away, put him in the dirty air and compromise his race. Maybe I was in the dirty air and losing time that way. And 4 seconds slower than when we were doing fast laps in the 36s, so. But we'll be a lot slower through here as well, so. Probably looking at about a 40. Well, that was close. Half a second off. He was holding us up, but not by that much. I think we're firmly into yellow territory with the tires. We'll see how well we can hold on once they get into orange and red. But it'll be interesting, that's for sure. Keeps you awake, that's for sure. Yeah, we got a good lead, but now I'm fighting the car and tires the whole way along. This would have been a much more fun way of doing the races. Try and stretch the tires for as long as you can. As opposed to trying to add to your time. By just increasing the number of pit stops. Increase your total time by decreasing the number of pit stops. So we're probably looking at 43-44 in here. $45. It's not going to be that near that bad. 4-2. Well, we were faster that time. I thought we were a lot slower coming through the double hairpin there. Matter of trying to keep the car under control, though. Because we got less grip all the way around. So you don't quite know if it's going to understeer or oversteer any given time. Trying to be careful to keep the car neutral, keep it on the road. Because if you burn off one corner and you lose the grip there, then that's just going to be what you keep riding and keep slowing you down, so. And just keep turning it down off the corner as opposed to turning out sooner. Try not to scrub too much speed, but also try not to hit the wall. Not going to be as good as the last lap just because of how much wheel spin we had coming out of the hairpin, but we took that a lot better, so who knows. No, not quite as good. See, I told you. Almost 0.2 of a second. Way too deep in there. So we'll diamond the corner instead. Just like we're an oval racer. When was Super Speedway introduced? Was it the next one or the one after it? Might have been GT2. It's introduced a lot of tracks in that game, so. Now we got another lapper coming up soon. Can't quite see him, but we can see him on the mini-map. Just get a faint shadow of him into the tunnel turn. So we've definitely been mowing him down. For half a second there, I thought it was my neighbor out mowing his lawn, but no, it isn't. It was somebody on a motorcycle. It's supposed to rain today, it didn't. I've got an electric mower, so I didn't. And it's like, probably nicked up the power cord enough times that it's like, it's probably don't want to be mowing the lawn on wet grass, so. Sure, it's not that unsafe. But just in case. Gotta get a new lawnmower soon. Probably sooner rather than later. With the price of gas-powered mowers probably not going to be in the cards, but you never know. I don't think they do electric mowers unless they're battery mowers now. Which is good, I don't need super long extension cords then. But at the same time, it's like, well, how heavy is it going to be? How long is the battery going to last? And how, I mean, like in terms of, like, how much of a charge is it going to hold? Like, well, does it hold like an hour? Is it going to hold like half an hour? I haven't done that much research into it. Beyond taking a cursory look at seeing the crappy tire flyer, seeing, oh yeah, okay. Oh, battery powered mowers on sale, okay. If there was a, battery-powered riding mower that I could then easily convert into something to use in winter for a snowblower, then maybe we'd be talking, but... Tires are still firmly in the yellow after 24 laps, say. Lap times have fallen off a bit, though. I think, though, it is pretty safe that I've gotten the fast lap of the race. We'll be able to see if we can't lap the Evo here. Oop. A lot of wheel spin. We wheel spin into the wall. Maybe left a little too much. speed in that, but yeah, that one we didn't leave enough speed in it. Went a little hard. Get that thing pointed straight, that way all the traction is aimed forward. Definitely getting slower. Got a sniff of slipstream though. Got that nice and well load up. I'll be able to use the slipstream to keep up with them without... I was going to say without too much effort, but if the car's going faster, it means you got to put more energy through the tires. Be it for braking or for turning. Get him into the... Nah, I didn't have any faith in that. Now, if I could just stay close enough, I can get him down the pit straight. Oop. Not if we're going to do that. I'm letting whoever it is behind me catch up. I wonder if that's the NSX again. Oh, someone's out of the pits. It's the Subaru. I'm not even really going to bother with him. Because he's on fresh tires for the last 4 laps, so... There's no real point in fighting him if he's a lapping, well, a lapping like, you know, all but, say call a minute 40, you know, yeah, just call a minute 40 behind. No sense in hounding him. Because he is faster. He will be faster than me. There's no point in arguing over real estate with him. He is on half-lap old tires. I am on 26.5-lap old tires, so... And he's AI, so his thumbs aren't starting to hurt from... you know, an hour and a half of this. It's like I'm thinking I just need another drink of water fast, so. The office is starting to heat up. It's not overly taxing the computer, but it's taxing it a bit. Just pumping out some heat. Dime in the corner again. And charge back onto the S's. Not too many more times through here. I wonder how this race would have gone if I had one-stopped it. Might have been a little closer. I probably would have needed like a stop with like 5 or 10 to go just to seal the victory, but... Definitely had a good car under me today. And then we definitely got to get a good car. Maybe a bit of a meme machine of some degree for the next one. Gotta go out on a high note. Or maybe are you high note? Up and over the curbing. It's 2 laps to go. Brought to you by Credit 2 Bank. You get starting to wear the left front out. That's gone. The most. The bounce's tires have worn out. It's kind of edged towards understeer because you could tell the orangiest of the tires is the left front, followed by the left rear, the right front, and then the right rear, getting the least abuse. So we're not doing too badly. All things considered, like, yeah, okay, the Subaru has a straight on me, but it also has, 26 lap pressure tires. I'm going to keep going on about that, is why I'm not catching him and lapping him. I don't know if he's a lap down or if he's, like, 1 and a bit down. I'll have to sit on the results screen for a bit and debrief there as I... Oh, it's the Primera's coming. Yeah, not the Primera. He's going to try and get his lap back before the race is over. Or a lap back. We probably have him 2 down. There it is. L1, L1, L1. 1 lap to go. Just overcooked it ever so slightly into there. I'm trying to set a good lap time, and I think I'm pushing too hard. He says through 1 corner. Fly flying by my screen. Bastard. Go away. I'm distracted by the fly. It was all ploy. Man, we are just wearing out that left front. It went from yellow-orange to, yeah, basically orange at this point. Well, there goes the Primera. It's definitely tire strats related. But that next gaggle of cars is well enough behind, we'll be fine. They're only coming through the hairpins now. Oh, this was definitely an endurance race. Swooping under the checkered flag like that. 100 minutes of racing action. So the NSX is the next car. And if he's still running, he's got to be a lap behind, so... There he comes. Oh, he spun again. So he is at the very least 1 lap behind, if he's still running the race, because I guess this game didn't have minus laps. So I guess skip. You just see where the fast lap was? It was in the 20s somewhere, wasn't it? 25. And then it was just 36s, 37s. And it starts after about 10 laps. It's I guess maybe closer to about 9 laps. Then the tires start to fall off a bit. And it kind of levelates there. And then after 16 laps, then the tires fall off a cliff. And it just kind of slowly skids down from there. So, if you're looking for tire strats, got 300,000 credits for that. Up to $1 million change again. And we can use on a meme machine for the next race. But, no bonus car? Okay, we get the black Castrol Supra. So we've got the daytime version, and we got the night race version of the Supra. Whatever. Same specs and everything? Yeah. Hey, sometimes you get cars with a weird spec. Like this thing. So. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode of Gran Turismo Endurance Series. And next time out, well, I guess maybe go back here for the next time out. This next time out is this one. Special Stage Route 11 All-Night Dose. No racing special models. You can modify them, but you can't do the racing modification. So no extra downforce are we bringing to this one, so we'll have to see what we can do with mechanical grip next time on Gran Turismo. But until then, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. Share on social media. Follow on social media. The social media handle is Unsilent on Air, and that is for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. And don't forget you can check out more Gran Turismo and other racing games in the playlists. They're on the screen in the description down below, and more videos anytime on the channel page. And until the next time, I'm Unsilent. Thanks very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.